out there encouraging? Is there a chance that he can play? And how big of an emotional lift would that be for the guys if he's out there tomorrow?
Yeah, he's out there today, and we'll see tomorrow for sure. It's a game time decision, but obviously he's been a very good player for us for a long time, and we'll see.
Right, Steven.
How much of your lineup is in flux in terms of game time decisions beyond Robert Thomas, whether it's Vince Dunn or anyone else, kind of your lineup, and how good have you guys been at being able to cycle through different players and fresh legs throughout these playoffs?
Yeah, well, again, a lot of some of the decisions will be made tomorrow, either in the morning or game time. But I said it lots. We have good depth, which is very important on the back end and up front. A guy like Sanford coming in and doing a good job for us after being out for some time, and Sammy Blais and just different guys. So they're really important.
Right side there, bro.
Coach, throughout the 90s and 2000s, I think a lot of the Russian players in the NHL had a reputation for not really bringing it in the playoffs, for maybe just being more regular season players. Whether that's fair or not is debatable, but looking at what Tarasenko's done this year, what Ovechkin did a year ago, what Malkin did throughout the 2010s, do you think they've helped reverse that reputation, if there ever was one?
Yeah, I don't really. I'm not. That reputation is. Detroit Red Wings had a number of really good Russian players that won Stanley Cups and did a good job in the playoffs, obviously. And Ovechkin last year. Vladdy this year. Vladdy's been a real good player for us in the playoffs. Not just the goals, but just his all-around effort and play without the puck, and his commitment to defense and being a physical player for us.
Back right.
Craig, a lot more than X and O's in Stanley Cup Finals are important, and channel the emotions is really important too. You guys did a great job after Game 3 in the conference finals. As a coach, is it easier to channel the negativity after a game like that one, or the excitement before a game like the one of tomorrow with everything that is at its stage?
I think it's two different, ways you got to look at it. Yeah, there's things that are going to happen in the playoffs that you disagree with or don't like, or calls and things that happen, and it's really important that you got to just move on from it, because you can't change what happened. And our guys have been really good at that, for sure. And the emotional part of a lot of times, what game it is, depending on the game and away or home. I know the home game here, the first home game here in the finals was a tough one for us. Emotionally, I think that maybe a little bit too much emotion at times in that game. So again, going into tomorrow night's game, it's important that you keep your emotions in check. Discipline's huge. And yeah, it's hard, but you got to find a way to do it.
We'll do a few more for Coach on the right side, Dan.
Craig, I guess to play off of that a little bit, what value do you put into what you guys went through in the regular season to how you handled the playoffs? The way that you guys came back in the regular season to what you've been through here.
Yeah, I think our guys learned where we're at one point during the regular season, and the battle we had to go through to get here, and just to make the playoffs. I looked at the schedule in January and February and the road games. It looked tough at times, but I think our guys really learned to deal with that and deal with adversity. You're going to deal with adversity all the time. Game to game, you're going to deal with it. Within the game, you're going to deal with it after the game. So they've been good. It's good leadership, good character in their locker room, for sure.
Front right, Tom.
First, for bookkeeping purposes, Tarasenko just with his family today?
No, he's here.
He's here.
Yeah, yeah. But he's in maintenance.
And same with Steen?
Yeah, maintenance.
Is this team emotionally in a better place for Game 6 than they were for Game 3 as far as keeping the emotions in check?
I would think so. I think, again, it's something that they had to go through, and each series is different, and we've gone through it in all the series at times, and it's just a talking point after and learning, and I think they learned from that Game 3, so I expect us to be emotionally in check tomorrow.
Front right.
On Vladdy, we saw a new addition to the family recently. How impressed are you that something that huge, life-changing can be bubbling in the background for a player like him, and he can keep as focused as he has. in the
Yeah,
past.
he's done a great job of it. It's not easy, and he's not the only player that's ever done that or has gone through it. And, you know, it's hard. Obviously, family is important and first, and, you know, you gotta make sure that's all in check and everything, but Vladdy's been great. You know, he's been doing a great job of it, and, you know, when the game time comes, he's played hard and played well.
We'll do 2 more questions, left side, third row, Steve.
Coach, not all games are called the same. We've seen some games called tighter. We've seen where they say they let them play a little bit more. How do you anticipate tomorrow night's game being called?
Yeah, it's tough to say. Like I said, we don't really worry about that stuff because, again, you know, the referee's got a tough job. It's a hard game to call. It's such a fast game down on ice level, and, you know, there's calls that are made and calls that are missed, and it's important that, you know, for our team to just deal with it. You know, it really is. Again, we want to be a disciplined hockey team, and we have been, I think. You know, I think, like I said, the first 3 rounds, we're the least penalized team in the league, and, you know, so that's the way we look at it.
Last question, fourth row on the right.
Coach, youth and skill, that's sort of been a regular season theme, but in the playoffs it's been, especially with your team, it's been heavy physical hockey, veteran players. What have you made of that sort of distinction between regular season success with youth and skill and heavy physical hockey in the playoffs?
Well, during the regular season, it definitely is, there's a lot of games where, you know, you have the freedom to move around and make more plays. It's not as tight checking, it's not as physical, a lot of games, but there's a lot of games that is tight during the regular season and physical, so. But we play a heavy brand of hockey. That's something we preached here for quite a while, being a heavy team to play against, be a hard team to play against. You know, defense, play good defense. You know, that's our brand of hockey. You know, we have youth and skill in there, and they do a good job. It's just, it's not as flashy at times in the playoffs, is the way I'd put it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.